Analysis of the second film. Right Place is a short film about a Japanese eccentric convenience store clerk, winner of the Best Short Film at Young Directors Awards at Cannes in 2006. It's directed by Koshi Sekine in Japan 2005. In the beginning of the film, there is no introduction of the production company or certification, as the directors wanted the viewer to be absorbed by the action and who the protagonist was. They didn't feel like it was important to introduce themselves. The film is a comedy, however I would cast it as a black comedy because it's highlighting the hilarious situations of being too clean and being overprotective. However, this could also link to the normal behaviour of someone who has OCD, which is a serious disease. Also, with the use of no special effects, it wouldn't distract the viewer from the comedic content taking place, especially because the actor has no reactions to what he's doing, which makes it even great because it adds to the fact that he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. The genre-specific codes that are used was the camera work, as it highlights that no one is better. The angle is at a particular height and is evident throughout the film. Nobody is at a low or high angle, everyone is at the same. The location is a social area so that we have reactions from others. The supermarket, which is good because we can see the ridiculous behaviour, and it makes it even better because of it being a social area. It makes it more realistic that this could even take place. The use of non-diegetic sounds like sound effects can help exaggerate the situation. For example, the beeping of the cash register or the shuffle of the objects shows how precise he has to be and how clean and manufactured he is. On the other hand, I think it is a new type of comedy because it subverts most of the stereotypes linked to it, like the use of bright colours. This film is shot in black and white and can be seen as quite bleak. This could link to the humour being sarcastic. The lighting is usually also very naturalistic and is shot in the daytime. However, this film uses white, bright light, which can make the audience uncomfortable to watch. The title reflects the narrative of the film, as all of the letters are scrambled together. The opening sequence uses cutting so that we see his routine. With the use of a shortcut, we can jump to his next event and how precisely it is, especially because each of the sections are about 5 seconds long, so it shows how fast and motivated he is during his day. The opening title is superimposed over an image of a door to show how the protagonist is about to carry on his day and carry on the narrative. The title appears once our protagonist finishes his daily routine, so the audience can focus on how clean and organised he is and start to gather ideas about what he is doing, especially as there is no dialogue from the man at all. However, to the beat of the knock, it lets the letters synchronise into the right order, making it aesthetically pleasing to listen to and very clean, linking back to the actions of the main character. Due to this scrambling of the letters, it reveals the title of the film. The title can also link to the genre of comedy, because after all the clatter of organising the letters, there was a little clatter where the replacement of 2 letters swap, showing the quirks of the film. This also highlights the character's main objective of his constant cleaning. The significant moment in the film is the main reactions from the customers, especially the schoolgirl when we see the man straightening her socks and his end monologue and talking about how proud he is to be unique. The schoolgirl was a very important moment because it highlights how he has no social boundaries. Even though he has good intentions, he can't tolerate not being clean, and that means even the risk of touching a girl's school socks. The end monologue is so important to the film because the voiceover is the first time we hear the character, and it allows him to justify his reasons of why he is so clean. This could be highlighted as an education piece to showcase being different is okay. This can also highlight the classification and the age range they're trying to target, because teenagers nowadays can be so scared of being unique. The main guy drives the narrative forward because we see him progressively get worse and how strange he will get to for his actions and his urge to be clean. For example, when his boss is holding him by the scruff of his neck, threatening to lose his job, he then has to straighten his tie, which is perfect comic timing because of the frustration and the anger from the other man. Also, I would say the group of teenagers that come into the store, because they naturally and casually just twist and turn most of the objects in there, normal activities that we would all take for granted. But with someone with a obsession like our main guy, this is his hurdle for his film. This is the hurdle that will occur from the film. There is no dialogue used until the end monologue. We can only detect through body language. So, this is clearly represented through the little girl, as she is stereotyped as the typical innocent and insecure. She quickly looks around the store before anyone can see her steal. She has a hunched back and is constantly playing with her hands to show that she is nervous. I would say he links to Bartha's because the action is in the cleaning. The enigma is how he will handle certain customers and what will happen once he does. I would say he links the bath because of the action is his cleaning, his constant cleaning. The enigma of how he will handle certain customers. So, for example, the old man, because he knows he is slow, he will push him out the way. But the teenagers he will not go near because he knows that their behaviour can be distorted. And it's also symbolic because it can highlight to people the idea of what having OCD is like, and being unique in society can be fine, but how others can belittle. It is presented in a linear way because the narrative is very simple. So because if it was presented in a different and unique sort of way, it would make the story become too complicated. The style of it being in a different sort of way would be much more suited to a psychological thriller. The reason the character doesn't speak till the end is so that the audience creates the idea that he is crazy, which is quite comical when we see the reactions of others. Only is it until he starts speaking we see that he is actually just unique, and that's just part of his personality, and there's nothing wrong with that. By connecting with the character, we can learn something and change our actions from it. The overall theme is bleak, so our protagonist wears a white shirt, a black tie and a plain blazer, very proper and very clean. This is to link to his clean persona he wants to approach. The use of the location having a casual mini-mart, it makes sense why he would work there, because he would constantly be able to clean the props. Also, the props have perfect labelling and is easy to show his OCD as they can align the perfect labels. Also, it allows the audience to see the frustration of the character because of all the props the multiple props in the store being moved. The most effective use of props was the cutting of the egg, because the other props around him were all perfectly in line, kind of taking on the Grand Budapest Hotel look of it. So it changes the perspective of what we expect for the film. Also, the use of having one lamp showed all the intention of his actions and how precise and clean he had to be, and how seriously he takes his cleaning habits. The editing. The information is conveyed in a very fast motion, so it requires the audience to focus completely on what they are watching or what they are listening to. It also gives the perspective of the man and how he frantically has to clean things quickly or his urge will become manic, especially as they use a lot of point of view shots in the film to get the perspective of the character. Voiceovers create a different perspective and can make things more easy to understand. It makes viewers think about how the story has developed and what it is like to have a different view other than seeing it visually. The purpose is to understand the story and the moods better. It makes you understand the thoughts or feelings of the narrator and how important the story is. The target audience is for young people because it's not something they expect to feel connected to. However, because of the important message that is behind it, it can highlight to teenagers how they can express themselves. Thank you for listening.